Ba Weep Grana Weep Ninny Bong. I'm Engineer Hoist. Welcome to this week's Transformers Earth Wars news stream, where we talk about the details of the upcoming event. We find out a little bit more about the next combat bots that are coming to the game. We also find out which actual bots are coming to the game. And I always start off the stream asking a question: which bot is your favorite? I kept it simple this week because I ran out of time, honestly, to think of a better question. We had lots of good answers here. Bruticus999 saying Tarn, the sadistic, cruel leader of the DJD, is my favorite bot of all time. That's very cool. I do like Tarn as well. Crusher saying Rhinox. Windblade says IDW Whirl. Vortimus, he's getting very specific. His favorite toy is Broadside in a cartoon. G1 is obviously Optimus Prime, but hands down, most feared Autobot there is Sea Spray in the game. Silverbolt obviously likes Silverbolt. Okay, so your name definitely makes sense. LB Green likes G1 Battle Trap or the Power of the Primes version. Both good toys. Grand Galvatron likes the Transformers Prime Breakdown. Very cool. The question was just which bot is your favorite? You know, you could name toy, game, whichever. Gunfire, Skywarp, Soundwave are good contenders. Likes Battle Trap. Me personally, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I like Hot Rod as a character. Definitely, I think Sentius Magnus and Sentius Malice are great additions to the Transformers fiction universe canon. Unique to the game. Red Alert's chiming in with G1 Jetfire is his favorite toy, so yes, definitely very cool choice there. You guys can keep chiming in if you want. Joseph Trujillo says Grimlock, but let's go ahead and head on to the news, because there's a fair amount to talk about this week. This weekend's event is called Restorative Justice. Gather your alliance and take part to win a random G1 Metal Power Core, G Metal Power Core. I guess I forgot the G there. The G1 kind of threw me off, I guess. Up to 5 gold Power Core chips, up to 50,000 Spark, 50,000 Combiner Spark, and 50,000 Combat Spark. Up to 2,500 4-star shards, which is obviously good for a full 4-star crystal. Up to 2,000 3-star shards, which is good for a 3-star crystal, and up to 20,000 premium shards, which is good for 20 premium crystals. So lots of crystals this weekend, lots of spark, and some good power core chips. So pretty cool. This is an alliance event. It's a totalizer. It's one big prize board. It starts at the usual Friday start time, ends at the usual Monday stop time, and super XP throughout the event, and it's a pretty high amount of points, so there's plenty of opportunity to go get some super XP and level up your bots there. Windblade says there's 20 dupes for the premium crystals. Yeah, that's probably going to be the case, but dupes lead to power cores and other shards and whatnot, so still good stuff come out of duplicates. You got to be headquarters level 4 as you do to participate in any event. You got to be in an alliance, and you hit the yellow event button, pick your zone. Win the battle to get points and collect your prizes. The event battle zones are the standard battle zones. And here's a summary of the prize list. There's multiple different levels where you can collect these prizes all throughout the event. But you have to hit these values that I put up there to collect the full amount available. So you do have to get to 500,000 points as an alliance to get that G Metal Power Core chip. And you got to get pretty close to collect most of everything else. The 4-star shards is actually a pretty attainable goal. 115,000 points by an alliance is pretty attainable for most alliances out there. So hope you guys do well and can at least get to that point so you can enjoy a nice shiny 4-star crystal. And of course you can also get the 3-star crystal at 75,000. So very cool. Lots of good stuff there. And like I said, you can get some of this throughout the event, through the entire prize board. It's just you have to get to those final values to collect all of what's available. And if you do go beyond 500,000, all the way up to 800,000, you can get total spark crystals. I forgot to capture how many are available, but it is the same total spark crystals that you can get. Equal chance for 5,000, 7,500, or 10,000 combat combiner or regular spark on top of what you already get from finishing the prize board. So very cool. So we did learn a little bit more about the new combat bots. Last week we just learned who they were, Glitch and Gatorface. This time we get bios for them, so let's read them as it's always fun. Strange things happen around Glitch. On the surface, he's a regular all-terrain combat bot and as sure a shot as you could hope to find in a sniper rifle mode. But probability seems to go haywire when Glitch is in the field, and the impossible becomes possible, the unlikely likely. The only one oblivious to this odds upending talent is Glitch himself. So, sniper rifle mode, Yeah, Taserface Restorative, yeah. I think about that every time I see this dude's name. It's Gatorface! In the wholesome carnage stakes, Gatorface is in a class of a select savage few, if not his own. All he really knows is how to let rip, literally, and he specializes in picking off already wounded and semi-helpless Autobots. What's worse, he likes to play with his food, delighting in extending his victims' last agonizing moments. Pure predator, Gatorface has few friends and fewer enemies. So that's another one kind of leaning towards the sniper thing, picking off already wounded and semi-helpless Autobots. You know, combined with the sniper bio for Glitch, it almost sounds like these guys might turn somebody into Smokescreen. Time will tell. I'm sure next week we'll actually be finding out what their actually abilities are and how they can improve, enhance the bots that hold them. So that would be cool to see. Joseph Trujillo says, I bet Gatorface drinks Gatorade. Interesting thing about that, his original name in G1 is Gatorator. Like Raider, like the football team Raiders, or you know. So, but it was Gatoraider. I have a feeling that they changed his name because of that particular potential trademark issue. So yeah, Betty drinks Gatorade. Good comment. Good comment. Okay, and the new bots that were revealed in this week's newsletter appear to be the final ones for the combiners. Blastwave, thank you for the follow. For Computron, this would be their center torso and also the leader of the Technobots, Scattershot. And I do happen to have a version of this guy. Let's actually go and get this full screen. Vin Helsing, thank you for the follow. So, interestingly, they actually released Scattershot in Combiner Wars by himself in the normal retail line before they released the entire Computron set. So they released him as a second time as part of the set. So there is Scattershot in his vehicle mode. And I was just kind of sitting here earlier, and I thought it was funny. He's almost like a human-sized version of Taraxodon or Pterodactyl, or maybe a Titan-sized version. So there you go. That is the alt mode for Scattershot, and we'll go back over to the slides, and I'll transform him a little bit later once we get through the news. But he does indeed transform and look exactly like that robot mode. So the Decepticon counterpart for him is Leo Zach. Which this and Jaguar were the two remaining from the Lio Kaiser set. I was always of the opinion if we saw one of these guys show up that wasn't paired with Scattershot, then we'd be getting both of them. The fact that we're seeing Leo Zach come with Scattershot and we have not seen Jaguar yet tells me that the chances of us also seeing Jaguar is slim. I'm not saying it's none, but I wouldn't hold your breath is what I'm saying. And I agree, Grand Galvatron, at least it isn't Ugly Skylynx. Now, it turns out this Leo Zach, he's not based on the original G1 mold, and Leo Zach was not part of the Combiner Wars toy. In fact, neither Leo Zach nor Jaguar were. It was Desirus, which was version of the name for Deathsaurus, and it was like Grand Galvatron said, it was an Ugly Skylynx. But this Leo Zach, what they've based this design on, and they've done this for a few bots so far, there was a Transformers Collectors Club release of Leo Zach That was a repaint of one of the Unicron trilogy. I want to say it was like a Skywarp or a Starscream, but it was released in the Transformers Collectors Club as an exclusive for, I think, BotCon. And so they used that as the model for this guy. So it's pretty cool. I did not grab a picture of that, and I certainly do not have the toy, but it does look exactly like that. If you head over to tfwiki.net and look up Leo Zach, scroll down to the toy section, you'll see a picture of this guy. So pretty cool. We'll see more of him in Scattershot in the coming weeks, I'm sure. The official announcement of the combiners is likely still going to be a couple of months away. Usually, once they do get all of the bots in, they usually wait until they at least start getting bundles for them, if not fully out into normal crystals. So the combiners are still going to be a few months away. I'm going to say probably March or April before we start seeing Computron and Lyle Kaiser in the game. But at least we're complete, or in the case of Lyle Kaiser, potentially complete, for having those bots that are needed for them in the game. The next big thing was, we've talked about this before, or at least it was in the newsletter before, is ability level 11. As people are starting to get their bots, maxed out, there was a question of, well, what can we do to make it bigger and go to level 11? Well, they didn't want to just make it an incremental increase, like, from level 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 all the way up to 10. It's still basically the same ability, but just slightly stronger. For a level 11, they wanted to make it add a little twist to it, while also still making it stronger. So they're not releasing it for all of the bots right away. There are 10 of them right now on the list, which we'll go over here in a minute. And they're saying to go from level 10 to 11, it will cost 1 million Spark and 750,000 Z Energon. Which, if you're playing the elimination mode regularly, there's a pretty good chance you're doing well in that department. Spark is a little bit harder to come by, I think, but they have been being far more generous with Spark in the events as of late. So first up, Optimus Prime and Megatron, and so their ability level 11 bonus is that they will also shield their allies from 40% of the received damage once you start the ability. So normally the ability they'll transform and rush to a target and direct all of the bots over to that target. As soon as you kick off the ability, the bots get the shield. But here's what I like. In addition to that, for all ability levels, they changed the ability so that now it's not an immediate impact to that target. It's going to be now damage over time. So that's very good, because one of the reasons why a lot of people, including myself, don't upgrade the abilities for these guys is when you rush to a target, you destroy it, that releases the target so your bots don't follow. So now, when they go and they hit, they will do damage over time. At level 1, it'll be 5 seconds, and it increases, I think, by half a second per level, all the way up to a maximum of 10 seconds at level 11. So that, I'll probably be going and leveling up my Optimus Prime ability here as soon as this makes that change. So that right there improved the ability for all levels, in addition to adding the level 11 ability. So that is a welcome change for those guys, the ability for those guys. Next up, these guys did not get any additional changes to their standard abilities, but they did get this extra ability for level 11. Ratchet and Hook, now at 11, will shield their target from 40% of the received damage for 5 seconds. And now, since they do have an area of effect type of ability, I do believe it's anybody within that area of effect will receive a 40% shield for 5 seconds. Grimlock and Razor Claw, instead of just dealing damage to this one single target that they do, now it will also do a little bit of an area of effect damage around there. So that's a nice little bonus. So there you go. Just Trujillo says, saw an example on Sunstreaker's video today. Cool. So if you got a guess, if you want to go see that, he showed them off. I don't have bots to show off of these, but it's pretty easy to tell what they're doing. But if you do want to see an example, definitely go check out Sunstreaker Waz's video. He's a great guy, does great content too. Firefly and Blastoff is very similar to the Grimlock and Razor Claw. In addition to striking the single target, it now also does half damage to nearby targets. It makes me think of the Jetfire Sky Striker and the Skywarp Night Raven ability, where it hits a single target and then also does a little bit of area of effect damage, except this one would be stronger because their single damage is already very strong, and now you're adding a little bit of extra damage around the outside. So that one seems like a very good one. Ironhide and Bludgeon adds a protective shield for 8 seconds, so they already go and rush and break walls and draw fire with a taunt, and now while they're also taunting, they'll also throw up a protective shield on themselves so they don't die quite so quickly. So I think that's a good addition. Honestly, I wouldn't mind us seeing that on their normal ability, but hey, that I think is reserved for Jumpstream and Pipes and Headstrong and Scrapper. So I guess in a way it turns them at level 11 into those guys. So didn't think about that till just then. Bumblebee and Scrapnel, it adds an additional 33% ability damage to so they already do the stun, and now it's going to cause more damage at level 11. RC and Nightbird, level 11 will do something similar to what Rook and Blot do, where at 0 health the decoy explodes. But unlike Rook and Blot, which actually causes damage with the explosion, RC and Nightbird's decoy will stun the target for a certain amount of time, which I don't think they said in the newsletter. Air Raid and Slipstream. So they did do a change which affects all ability levels. It increased the damage caused by 10% all the way across. But level 11 now, in addition to causing damage, which typically is not enough to destroy everything at the higher levels, it will also add an EMP effect. So it'll cause some damage and also stun them, hopefully, so that you can go ahead and finish them off before they cause more damage. And I gotta say, I agree with you, Grand Galvatron. I don't think that was enough, really, to make me really excited to be leveling Air Raid or Slipstream up to level 11. Seed Spray and Octopunch. I know Vortimus will be excited about this one. Level 11 will add an additional 5 seconds of EMP, because as the tornado goes by, it does stun them for a short amount of time, but now they add another 5 seconds onto that stun. Again, I don't think it's really quite enough to really get you to want to get to level 11 just for that. But they did make the changes for all ability levels, increasing the damage by approximately 10% and doubled the tornado speed, which I think is also a good idea. It always seemed really slow to me. So it's good to see that it's going to be going. A little disappointed that it's not going to throw out little Sharkticons like a little Sharkticon NATO, but I wasn't really thinking that was truly going to happen. It would have just been really ridiculous there. So Big Bronze Rims playtester, and he says Sea Spray is actually pretty awesome at ability 11, so there you go. And the final one, I think, is Jazz and Mixmaster. No additional changes, but at ability level 11, in addition to causing a huge amount of damage with their orbital strike, it in a certain area, it actually causes additional damage at half the damage in an extended bombardment area. So I'd be pretty excited to see that. If I had to pick the top 3, which Sunstreaker Waza had asked, I would say it'd probably be Optimus Prime / Megatron, or at the very least, the changes they made across all the levels is kind of the tops there. Jazz and Mixmaster, and probably Firefly and Blastoff. as far as the ones that I can think of as being the ones that I use regularly. Haven't really used Sea Spray that much, but if Big Bronze Rim's saying it's pretty awesome, I might look into using Sea Spray a little bit more. And it's also worth trying out some of these other ones that did have these, like Sea Spray and Octopunch, that did have some changes done to their ability at all star levels. It's worth trying them out again and seeing how they may have changed. Because you might like them a little bit better. So I'll definitely be giving Sea Spray a little bit another look here, along with pretty much anybody else that changed. And that pretty much does it for the news. So if you're watching the replay on YouTube, head on over to twitch.tv/engineerhoist, where you Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, so you can join us live, so you can join all these fine folks down here in the chat. And you can also follow me at Engineer Hoist on Instagram and Twitter for infrequent behind-the-scenes content. And I really need to throw up a slide here about my Discord. A lot of you guys are already in my Discord server. Let's see if this works. So if you're in the stream right now, there's a link to the Discord. Head on over there and join. If you're watching the replay, there's a link in the description of the video. Head on over there. I'm making some changes. I'm bringing in some bots, trying to make it a little bit more fun. It's always fun to talk about Transformers, but trying to add a few extra little features in there. Okay, so we'll take another look at Scattershot here. I figured it'd be worth transforming him here. I just wanted to get through the news here. So there you can see, and if you are familiar with Power of the Prime Silverbolt, you know exactly how this guy works, because that's basically who he is. They just punched out a few holes in his wings and changed his nose cone a little bit. Otherwise, this guy is just Combiner Wars Silverbolt. Oh. Haven't transformed him in a while. He's joints are a little stiff. So if you don't fear the spray, you are weak. Air Warriors posted 5 new pictures of Scattershot in the Discord server. Yeah, and I did see someone, let's see, Silverbolt actually did put up a picture of the Collector Club version of Leozak from Transformers Energon back over there in the Discord server as well. So more reasons to go join up on that Discord server. Sometimes transforming Transformers when you don't have fingernails is a little tricky. So there he is. There is Scattershot. Like I said, this was the retail release version of Scattershot, not the one that came in the Computron set. So the colors and everything in the game may not be exactly alike. So actually, let's go back over there and see if we can get to it. So there he is. It's pretty close. The face on the toy, actually, honestly, was not painted to the best representation of him. The colors in the game are far more representative of the Scattershot that I know. The toy is actually more of a departure from the typical look for Scattershot, but the mold, the shape of him is accurate to the game, at least. So there you go. There is Combiner Wars Scattershot. Interestingly, he does have a torso, which looks like Computron, but the retail release, they say it's Betatron. Okay, whatever, Hasbro. So there's a picture of Fortress Maximus holding I gotta go look. Air Warriors. You put Scattershot in there with Fortress. Thank you so much. Air Warriors. He took my my advice, or maybe you had the same idea, and gave Scattershot to Fort Max to have him hold Scattershot like Taraxodon. Awesome. Not sure if I can actually pull that up right now, but definitely go check out the Discord and the collection photos channel for those pictures that he put in there. If you give me a second, maybe we can maybe I can pull that up. Yeah, there we go. So there's a shot from Air Warriors there. He's got Scattershot being held like Taraxodon. Well done, well done. Thank you so much for for that. Good job. Okay, so do have some crystal cracking to do, because as it turns out, I just hit rank level 90 right before the stream, and I left it on the screen here to show all you guys. And with rank 90, it gives you 5,000 4-star shards. So that is 2 4-star crystals that'll be cracking. And actually, it's going to be 3, because I had enough shards for the for another 4-star crystal from the event. Plus some premium crystals, which I forgot to claim. So 1, 2, 3 4-star crystals. I don't know why I just channeled the count from Sesame Street, but there you go. Thank you for bearing with me as I claim these crystals one by one. Gunfire saving all your crystals. You're at 150. Goodness. It's going to be quite the crystal cracking event for yourself there. Alright, so here we go. Let's go crack these crystals. We'll start off with the premiums, of course. We got a Cliff Jumper. We got a Bumblebee. Couple of mini bot repaints of each other. And there's Jetfire. Don't expect a whole lot out of the premiums, but you know, you always gotta crack them, because you do get Combiner Spark and Power Core Food, and every now and then you get a chance. You might pull a 4-star that you need out of a premium. Definitely been doing that. There you go. Duplicate Prowl. Blast Wave. Do you recommend saving up for Shanix for Overlord? Well, it depends. Do you have Beast Wars Megatron? The 5 stars Beast Wars Megatron? If you do, then yeah, save your Shanix to go get the Overlord parts. If you did not have him already, I would say to save your Shanix for the 5-star Beast Wars Megatron or Monkey Prime if you're an Autobot before you went and got the part for your Combiner. So I would say get the 5-star bot first and then start getting the parts for your Combiners. That's what I would say. Okay, so 3 4-star crystals. Let's go ahead and get started. Maybe I'll get lucky and I'll get a new bot out of one of these. Or I might just be going for 545-star shards, which is still pretty nice. Well, there's the first 180 with the duplicate Cosmos and a nice gold Rejuvenate. That's a nice power core. Next one is a duplicate Trax and another Rejuvenate. And the last 4-star crystal is a duplicate also, and that is Brainstorm. And none of them were combiners, so I didn't even get any nice little combiner spark out of there, but I did get an attack core, so nothing super exciting out of there, but it did get me closer to a 5-star crystal. I know how close are you now? I'm about a little past halfway now to my next 5-star crystal. There we go. Who do I have left for 4 stars? There's a handful. We'll go take a look so we can answer that question. I wish it would scroll instead of bouncing. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, so 4 stars. Strafe, Ultra Magnus. Trailbreaker doesn't really count because he's not available yet. Goldfire, Lightspeed, I don't think he's available yet either yet. No. Double Dealer's not really available yet either. Afterbreaker is not available yet either. Cybertron Jetfire is Punch, Sandstorm, Six Gun, Rhinox. Most of them are fairly new. Ultra Magnus is probably the oldest of the bots that I don't have as a 4-star yet. Yeah, Ultra Magnus is definitely the oldest. I think he was the second bot that was in a leaderboard. Everybody else is relatively new. Maybe the last year or two. So there you go. That's who I need. As you can see, not many available for me to get. That's why the 4-star crystals are mostly duplicates. It's always still fun to crack them though. Because you never know. Strafe is definitely evaded. He is definitely going to be my unicorn for Computron. I don't even have the 3-star of that dude. Oh boy. And you know, I think that's about it for this week's news stream. So if you've made it this far in the replay, head on over to twitch.tv/engineerhoist, or you can join us in the Discord server, link in the description for both of those of the video. And that's going to do it. I'm Engineer Hoist. Keep rolling, my friends. We'll see you next time.